So Higurashi, When They Cry, Ghoul, that's the second season of Higurashi, When They Cry New. And this was very interesting. The first two episodes dropped literally on the same day. I was surprised that two episodes dropped. I didn't know two were dropping. I should have looked on something and saw that two were dropping, but it made me think of something. Like, Satoko's big plan for what she's trying to do kind of sucks, bro. Like, the reason why I say it kind of sucks is like, meaning like it's kind of bad in the way she's thinking about stuff. She should be more reasonable and like grow up like everybody else did, like when you see in New when they got older. So it just makes me think of that. But before we get there, just know there's gonna be spoilers. So if you've not seen Higurashi New, then you don't need to like watch this. Click off, watch the first season, then click again when you start season 2, because there's only 2 episodes out right now. So yeah, click off right now. I don't want nobody complaining about spoilers, none of that. So yeah, let's get into this. So this one, they finally covered Reina and Rina. So you know, like when Reina, like her mom, this shows like her mom and dad, like how they got divorced. They cover all that, like that arc, plus like they show like what happens when Rina starts using money and getting money from her dad, because her dad starts becoming a simp, and he's out here in a club this time giving hella money to Rina instead. Like last time he was basically getting pimped out. I mean, she was getting pimped out by Satoko's uncle and shit. It was like that. But like we go over that and like we see a lot of crazy shit happen. But yeah, let's get into like the real part of this video I want to talk about. I'll get back to like the 2 episodes a little bit later, but I really want to talk about this. So let's get over Satoko. So like ever since like season 1 of the new Higurashi, I've been thinking like Satoko's plan, especially like when you learn about it, like it's not really that good, because she's thinking very irrational. Because like she's over here like being kind of selfish, but at the same time I can say that Rika was selfish for forcing Satoko to go with her to that school, knowing damn well that Satoko is not good at studying and all that, even though she did study to get in. But I think like the real problem that comes in and like the deeper thing is that Satoko never grew up, like at all. She never grew up at all, even though you see like everybody else just grows up, like they get older. She's the only one that's still stuck in the town and feels that type of way. So like in real life there are people like that really happen, like they feel like some type of way because like everybody around them's growing up, but they see like they're the one and they're upset because everybody's like leaving them, because they feel like everybody's leaving. That's basically how Satoko is. She feels like everybody's leaving them. She feels like Rika's so unfair because Rika made her go here. And it's like, bro, she had so many chances, especially when she first got that power and she got that redo. She should have just dead ass went and did like, whoa, what happens if I go and do my own shit, instead of just like trying to follow Rika again and thinking that Rika was going to help her out this time and all that. So it was just like, why? So then she starts to get this plan of, oh, I'm gonna do all this crazy shit, even though she knows like all the crazy shit that happened and like all the shit Rika went through to do this and put it into like a good timeline where they all can live up and grow up. So yeah, I really don't like Satoko's plan, bro, because it's like it's just showing that she hasn't grown as a person, when she could have just done something on her own. She didn't need to follow Rika. Now she's just trying to force Rika to like realize that she needs to stay in the city, like in the town, in the small country town that they're from. But it's like, no, she didn't need to do that. Satoko could have done so much other things. Like, bro, she could have grew up, like go explore on yourself. You need to like be a butterfly and go expand, bro. Get hatch out of your cocoon. You don't need to be in your turtle shell. Like, bro, she's literally stuck in her turtle shell right now. That's literally what I'm thinking when I see Satoko, and especially how she's doing this plan and all that just to do this. Because like, bro, just go out of your turtle shell and explore life. Like, see what life has to give you. Go to a different middle school. You can separate from her, bro. People can be friends and separate. That's what honestly what she should have done, bro, is just like separate. But now she's letting all this killing and shit happen, and just like how she did in those 2 episodes, she had to, you know, get the needle and put some, I like to say, some heroin in her. I'm just playing now. She had to put the damn disease in Reina, sadly, and it's like, yeah, so that causes her to go on her craziness, and then she ends up killing Rina. So yeah, that's like Satoko's plan is crazy, because I'm like, bro, you know damn well you could have just grew up. So I'm just thinking like the whole time, bro, like if she would have grew up, bro, then it would have been so much better. Like, bro, at least show that you matured and you've learned some stuff. Yes, I understand she is in middle school, but no, they're in high school. Now that I think about it, they're in high school. Yeah, they're in high school. That's even worse. Wow, they're in high school and she's acting like this. Wow, this is showing she really hasn't grown up at all. Yeah, it's like, no, why? And plus another thing I would want to say is like, why would you want to go back to being a little kid when you're already in high school? I'd feel like, yeah, no. That's one thing I'm like, bro, you know, no. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be a little kid no more, bro. I was already in high school. I was older, feeling myself. I've been like, yeah, no. But it's like, yeah, she should have just like grew up and took a different path and saw like where it went. Go to a different high school, and she could have like learned different things there and like saw what life had to get her. Because like everybody else was growing up around her. You saw Reina older, Kechi older, all of them. You saw them all older in like in season 1, and it's just like her plan's more than likely not going to work out. It's going to cause her more hurt, especially because in season 1 we did see that Rika gets this certain weapon that can kill her, that it did leave on a cliffhanger at that one, and then it went back and gave us more backstory. So like hopefully in season 2 that'll pick up probably whenever, I think they said we're getting 15 episodes this season, so if this is going to be the finish of it, it'll probably pick up somewhere towards the end on that episode, and we're going to see that Satoko's going to get what she deserves, because it's like, yo, you did not need to do this. You could have just like did that first redo and saw where life went. Like if life would have went hard, like when you went to high school with a different high school, then it's like, yo, we can cause this shit. At least she should have saw where that shit went, or at least like the creators, directors, all that could have just tried that branch to see like what Satoko would have done. But I mean, at the same time, like I said, I've never played the games. I heard, isn't there? I'm not sure if the manga really goes far in deep, or is it just like follow the games, or the like, what is it, like a visual novel? I mean, still technically a game. Visual novel is technically still kind of a game, but yeah, I digress. But yeah, I'm just like wondering like, why it could have been like so many different things, because I'm just like, it's kind of bad, bro. Like it's kind of bad. Her plan just is very flawed, because like eventually something's gonna happen and somebody's gonna eventually like remember stuff and realize, oh, this motherfucker. It's like they're gonna be like, oh, this is the one that's never doing anything. But we'll see what happens. I'm just curious. I'm just like, yeah, this plan sucks, Satoko. Like, bro, you know damn well you should just grew up. But yeah, hey, let me know how you feel about Satoko. Let me know if you think her plan is bad. Let me know if you think she's not really thinking well, because I honestly think that she's like stuck in this like dilemma where like she hasn't grown up and she's just feeling like everybody left her behind, so she has to just go back in time to do something else, because like she's seeing that Rika's off doing her own thing, everybody else is off doing their own thing, and she's still trying to do like childish pranks and all this like childish stuff instead of just like trying to grow up. Yes, I know she's trying to understand herself and realizing that, yo, I'm stuck at this school I didn't need to be at, but at the same time she could have just left. Like especially before she like got the thing that she can go to the past, that little piece, met that one lady, like she could have like dead ass left and just saw and went to a different high school and just saw like how life could have been. She didn't have to be stuck with Rika. Just because y'all are best friends as little kids doesn't mean you have to follow her. And I know she wanted her, because like Rika was honestly being hella selfish, and you could kind of blame Rika too. Rika should not have been that damn selfish with Satoko. Like she should have like saw that Satoko was struggling and was like, yo, dog, go to a different high school, bruh. Go to a different one. I'm sorry that I can't help you here. I know I'm doing too much and everybody's like following me because like I'm popular and shit. That's how Rika basically was. But she should have just dead ass saw that Satoko was struggling and shit, and just like told her, you're like, dog, go back to the village and go to a different high school, dog, because you really need to. That's all Satoko needed to do. But instead she wants to bring back this killing, and this killing's worse than ever. Yes, it's very worse than ever. Like there's it's crazy how worse it is. And it's like, hey, they about it in this, hey. Yeah, hey, I don't like Satoko's plan. I kind of don't, because it's just showing that she didn't grow up. Like she didn't like learn anything in life. It just seems like she's stuck. I don't like it when like, I don't like it that she's just stuck and this is where this plan. It would have been different if she went in life and like she was like 30-40 years old and she realized that her life was shit, like very shit, and she saw everybody else around her was like doing better, so then she goes back and she realizes what's the root of the cause. But instead she's just in high school, and this is like two friends are going two different directions. That shit happens all the time in life. Two people that were best friends when they're little and growing up, they end up going to high school or go somewhere else, even college, and they just like start to like drift apart because like shit happens. But it's like Satoko just hasn't learned, and she's just over here struggling in high school, and then struggling to try to keep up and be friends with Rika and all this other shit. But yeah, it just makes me think, like, imagine if she actually just thought for a second and realized like, yo, this is not the best thing to do. Like realize like it's really, because especially like after all the time she's retried, she should have realized like, yeah, this is not the best thing to do. All this killing's not gonna be good, especially because it's gonna eventually mess with them when they finally get to the final world they need to mentally, especially if they remember some of the stuff. And it's just like, bro, she didn't need to do this. As like after the first few times she saw that Rika was never gonna change each time, she should have just dead ass went like, fuck it, I'm gonna do my own shit, and should have just went on her own path. But no, she decides to like, yo, we're gonna restart this shit, and we're gonna go from day one until Rika just gives up on life and realizes that she needs to stay here in the village with me forever. And like, I'm wondering like, what's gonna happen when Rika just stays in the village with her forever? Are they just gonna be bored and just bullshit in the village, or are they actually gonna go, or is she trying to get like Rika to actually go to a high school with her? We'll see. I'm not even sure like where her plan is going. It's just like, it's kind of like, it's like, no, you don't want to be one of them people. Like, no, stop it. No, why do you want to be one of those? It's just like you feel like everybody else is dragging you around. Like, go your own path. You don't got to be a follower of her. You should just went your own path and just like figure out what was in life. But yeah, that's mainly why I just feel like her plan kind of sucks. It's just like, it feels like she hasn't grown. It feels like it's hella childish, and especially like when her still want to do pranks and shit. Yes, that's part of her personality, but you got to know there's a time and a place for that shit. Not at this crazy school where that's full of like rich people type of things, rich society type of thing. Is like a time and a place. Like she wants to, like she's honestly thinking that she's still at the school in the village, like dead ass. Yeah, I know she just left that village, she's still thinking like that, but it's like, yeah dog, you're older now, you need to do older shit and think better and like think about other shit and realize you can't be on this like bullshit. You gotta be on your, what is that, like Q's and P's or P's and Q's, whatever that bullshit is. Yeah, whatever, you gotta be on your shit. Yeah, but it's like she's not, like she's over here still worried about everything slacking, doing all the shit she's used to. She just need to like grow up a little bit. That's all she really need to do. But I don't know, this plan is kind of meh. Hopefully we'll see like what happens, like if she actually does something crazy and like fixes her plan, and or if Rika just finds out what's actually gonna happen. Even though I think Rika is gonna find out what's happening, because I mean in the first season you see that she eventually does. I think that we're gonna see like what's gonna like come towards the end. We're gonna get a climax to what happens, but we'll see if she ever learns, like especially when Rika when Rika confronts Satoko. We'll see like what happens, but as of right now, I don't really like her plan like that. It's kind of like, it's just showing that she hasn't grown up at all. And like, I know I've said that a lot, but it really does just show she hasn't grown up, in my opinion. It really does. If you feel a certain way about the plan, her plan so far, just let me know in the comments, because I am curious like how you feel about both of these seasons, especially like if you're a fan that's watched the original. Maybe you've seen people play the visual novels, or you play the visual novel, any of that. Just let me know. Let me know how you feel about Satoko's plan. Let me know if you think it's a good plan. Let me know if you think I'm tripping. Let me know if you've actually enjoyed what's happening. I mean, like, I enjoy the anime. I've been enjoying the anime. It's really good. I'm just saying, like, I just been looking at her plan, and it's just like, it's kind of like I'm just seeing that like what they're putting down is really that she hasn't grown up, and like she's really just doing this. It's just like, and you can see like a struggle, and maybe there's like some mental type of stuff like she went through because like of Rika being a certain type of way and Rika lying to her. So I see like why she's doing it, but at the same time I'm like, yo, you could have grew up and went your own path. I just feel like she could have went her own path. That would have been, but I mean at the same time, if she did that, we would have not had this new season. So hey, they had to do that. But I'm just saying at the same time, I'm just like, she could have went her own path. But we'll see. But hey, so far the anime's been good. These first 2 episodes slap. We'll see what the rest of the season has to do, because hey, it's looking pretty good. I just had to talk about this Satoko plan. Probably later on, once Satoko, we get to like the climax of it, I'll probably make another video about Satoko, and like we can discuss like how good her plan actually was. But yeah, hey, let me know in the comments how you feel about both of the seasons, and are you excited that season 2's out? That dropped like 2 episodes, which is litty. But let me know how you feel about Higurashi, and yeah, if you enjoyed, you can like. If you didn't, dislike. Subscribe if you really enjoyed. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye.